It's what the Transformers like to say. I want to bring it into a different idea because this idea of social unity and all that is something that can be debated until the end of time. But I want to relate it to training. You see, there's this idea of carryover. The idea of multi-purpose techniques, multi-purpose methods, because in a crisis situation, in a high stress, high adrenaline, high hormone activity situation, your nervous system doesn't have time to flip through 16 million different options for you to choose the right one. It's just not efficient. So you create this kind of categorical thinking, and in some cases categorical thinking is actually quite harmful to the thought process and can lead you down poor paths. So you have to be careful with this, but in martial arts this is actually a kind of an important idea. The more you can simplify what you are doing, the more you can categorize things into a more general umbrella of movement and strategy, the more efficient your training and the expression of your training will be. And so I'm saying till all are one, because ideally you bring yourself to the point where attack and defense are the same thing, where movement and attack and defense are all the same thing. They're all intertwined. There's always going to be, 360 degrees of movement. There's always going to be the three-dimensional planes of movement and the strategy and all that. But you can start simplifying and compressing these ideas down into general categories. In striking, you have linear strikes, you have curving, inward curving strikes or hooking strikes, and you have outward curving strikes or whipping strikes. That's pretty much it. And we can get more into that later, but there you have it. You now have 3 types of strikes as opposed to the hundreds or more expressions of how to throw a straight punch or a straight kick, a hooking punch or a hooking kick, a whipping punch or a whipping kick. There are so many ways to do it, and honestly the way you train and doing what's comfortable, it doesn't matter what labels you give it, as long as your nervous system can categorize it into, I use whipping type techniques in this type of situation, I use hooking type techniques in this type of situation, I use linear type techniques in this situation. It simplifies things down until all are one, right? So I just want you to start thinking of simplifying your training, and it doesn't matter what you're studying, whether you are a boxer, a taekwondo practitioner, a judo practitioner, because obviously this isn't limited to striking, or whatever. Start simplifying, because the more you can simplify things, the greater chances you have of calling upon the correct or a more efficient way of dealing with a situation when you need it. That's about all I've got for you. I'll talk to you next time, Black Sunday tomorrow, and yeah, I guess that's all I got for you. No special news. Good journey.